Hi y'all! In a cooking for my blood type video earlier, I mentioned that I don't have running water. And so how some of you may have wondered, you're like, well, how do you wash your dishes? This is what I learned through my experience in car camping is carried over into my, we'll say compromised cooking situation where I'm at in seasonal housing. And all the artwork taken mine and all like my room, I just put together stuff. I was like, I don't like I can't stand to see bare walls. And then so I'm like, I piece things together. But anyhow, so it's not what I would normally have in my house. But anyhow, so I have a squirt bottle here. In my ratio, I do like 50-50. So 50% white vinegar to water. And I just keep it in a squirt bottle. So this little arrangement that I have, I showed that I have my a hot plate on like a bureau dresser thing. And then I found this at a little gift box. What was it, like free stuff or whatever? And I just put it up, so that it's not a blank wall, but mainly to like protect the wall from, getting like grease splatter. It was free at the end of the season. I'm like, I can always, just toss it away or whatever. But here, rather than hanging any clothes here, because I'm like, obviously my cooking situation is very important to me, I decided to keep this clear. And it might seem a little bit weird. Again, it's not ideal, but hey, there's a lot of stuff that we have to deal with that isn't ideal. But I like my saving my bank account at the end of the month. So for that, I'll deal with this. So this one, I'm going to fill just with water for my little houseplant that I have here. I think I'm going to name her Ellie. And then, so the bar again, rather than hanging clothes, I put up the bottles here on the, just right overhead. Oh, and actually water too, because, like when I'm cooking, rather than adding extra oil, I'll moisturize the food with water. So you know how, like I mentioned that sometimes I'll buy rotisserie chicken, because the idea of cooking raw chicken here or introducing any raw meats here is gross because of the whole kitchen. I don't have a kitchen situation. So I will, and I don't know why. I need to fill this up with water so I can water my houseplant, and then also to introduce moisture to whatever dishes I might be using, so that way I don't add unnecessary oil. I'm not opposed to fats, but unnecessarily, yes. And then so my 50-50 blend, and I was able to get, I was looking for a particular type of paper towels that we would use at my last job, but I wasn't able to find them at the store that way that I could show you the brand and that that they're really effective and I recommend them. Again, if you're car camping, the same thing applies. You can use 50-50 water blend, 50% vinegar, 50% water to clean your dishes. And usually I just have like one dish, one bowl, one set of utensils, and my chopsticks. So I was able to get, this commercial roll of paper right here. So because it's very durable, and the reason I was even looking for that particular type of paper towel is that because it doesn't have like little lint or it doesn't leave like little lint behind, I guess, or the fibers behind. And so the brown paper towel, like what you will find in most like say public restrooms, is very good for cleaning as well, like for your dishes, because it doesn't tear apart. It's very resistant, as is, and I learned this by sheer mistake, as are coffee filters. One time we had thousands and thousands of coffee filters, the wrong size. I was working, I don't know what restaurant I was at the time, but they sent us the wrong size coffee filters, multiple cases of them. And I was like, well, what can we do? We can only do so much wall art. You can stain them. Actually, I got pretty creative with that. With the coffee filters, I coffee stained them, because again, I mentioned I work travel, so I can't stand to see bare walls. So I made like a really cool like artwork with the stained coffee filters, and I did like a collage. Sounds crazy talk, but hey, you got to get creative, right? It's either that or spend money and then give everything that you just bought give away 3 months later. And I do this multiple times a year, so no, I'm going to get creative. I become very inventive. So with these coffee filters, they sent us cases and cases and cases. We had thousands of coffee filters in the wrong size. So I was like, well, we're not going to throw them away, and they were taking up space in the restaurant. So at the time, I was living out of a hotel, but again, I'm not going to be washing my dishes in the bathroom sink. So what I did is I plan my cooking around also the unavailability of water, and I use the coffee filters for that. And the coffee filters work very well too. So again, if you're a compromised situation like I am, the coffee filters or this works really well. And then again, your 50-50 vinegar and water blend. Oops, hello again. I forgot to mention. So back on my little what is it? Hanging rack. This was a clothes rack because this room, it's a very old building, so it doesn't have any closets. So what I did is I have like this plastic plate. So this is my dinner plate, you could say, and it fits just right here. So as space saving, I just tuck it in there, and there you go. And then as far as like any cutting utensils, I have my little ulu, and this goes with me everywhere. Doesn't take a lot of space. Shit is super sharp. Okay, so that's that. I just thought I'd include that. Okay, this is eating for my blood type. So it's a multi-step process. The kale, if you're familiar with cooking kale, it takes up a lot of space, right? So cook that down, and then I did the radish separately. If you've never done radish, it's actually very versatile. It's like potato, so it'll absorb the flavors of whatever it is that you're cooking with it, or introducing the radish to. Say, damn, that's a lot of onion. Yes, this is all for one person. Take in mind though, um, I have to share the refrigerator with other people. So, and I don't like using the microwave. So I'm like, it's either eat all this big ass onion now, or expose my how do you say, refrigerator roommates to the smell of onion, and I don't want to do that. And so I'm charring it. I like my onion a little bit charred. And by the way, and it's not so bad anyhow, because I'm like, all vegetables I'm using right now, you know, my blood type is A, and so I'm doing the my blood type diet. And so as far as onion goes, it's a what is it? It helps with I'm doing this like my mom. What the hell? No, with bioabsorption of zinc. So for blood type A's, we have an issue with zinc, especially if taken from supplemental sources. We're not if this diet is true, I know it's lacking evidence, but again, you know, I'm giving fair consideration and implementation of everything. So it does help with zinc. So persons with blood type A are sensitive to supplemental forms of zinc. So, you know, it's best to do it through the diet. Onions are high in zinc, or allow with that absorption. I think I saw like maybe up to like 30 or 50%. And as far as men goes, it helps with their, what is it? I just noticed right now, I read it up quickly, with their prostate health and for sexual functions. So, you know, it's a lot of good stuff in here. So don't knock the onion. Oh my God. Doesn't this look like chicken? Well, it's not. So this is my pile of food right here. So we have the kale, our roasted radish, and then our roasted here onion. We're gonna do the tofu here, and there's I put ginger in it, so I'm gonna let that cook a little bit more. And then if you never, and I'm using, let me grab the label. I think it was a medium tofu. That's all that they had, was the organic medium firm tofu. And so if you've never cooked with tofu before, it's actually, you can use it lasagnas. Like, it's a very affordable way, like, to replace the ricotta with tofu. You, of course, you have to like squeeze out the moisture, but otherwise you just replace the ricotta with tofu. You know, grind it up like with your hands. You mash it up like, you know, the consistency of ricotta. Then you add your seasonings as normal. For like a vegetarian lasagna. But otherwise it acts just like chicken. So radish acts just like potato, and tofu acts just like chicken, for it absorbs the flavors of whatever it is that you're cooking it with. So I like mine, you know, to give things a little bit of color. So I just threw it in just a moment ago, you know, with some olive oil, of course. And then so I'm going to add some amino acids to this, you know. And so actually let me do that right now. And it'll give a more color and add the flavor to it, because the amino acids has the seasoning in it. This right here, because it's like soy sauce. So it'll help caramelize it a little bit, and then I'll mix everything together. The final touch. You see? Yeah, you can't see with the steam, but the color, it just looks like grilled chicken. Oh my gosh, one time my mom, I think she made, I make it sound like we're besties, we're not. But she made an orange, my sister thought it was a chicken. My mom made an orange chicken, but with tofu. It was good. I tasted it. I was like, damn, girl. I was like, damn, Gina could have fooled me. But anyhow, so this is everything all together. So since things have been sitting on my little plate, like I told you, so this will be like my dinner plate, and it's also very good to, like, if you are car camping, the perfect size to rest on your lap. I got these at Walmart, the place I'm talking about, like for 58 cents just the other day. And then, you know, to set on your lap, on your lap, and then with your ulo. But again, things that you have to be on a stable surface to use your knife, because this thing is very, very, very sharp. Go back to this. I won't be adding any salt. I did not add any salt along the way, because that's something that we do need salt actually, and especially if you're fasting, that's one of your how do you say, electrolytes, main components to electrolytes is salt, if you read the label. And so I'm gonna heat this up, you know, bring it back to temperature, and then that way I can have my meal of the day. So this is what it all looks like. I like color. I like little splashes of color. So thus the radish. I love radish. I could just chomp on radish like damn. And that radish is a really good neutralizer. So I try to get in, eat by like the rainbow, like your chakras, like red, or the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Blue would be your blueberries, right? And then but as far as radish, it's a neutralizer. So like it helps to neutralize the blood's pH.